Welcome to the 290 Mo podcast. I appreciate your time. If you could introduce yourself for my viewers and listeners.
What's going on? It's Morwoods, MOR3WOODS. That's all social media platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, all that. Just released the project, Loser. It's on all platforms, 20-song album. Appreciate you if y'all go check that out.
For sure. You know that. Make sure we have all that linked in the description, man. Appreciate you coming out, man. How you feeling?
Decent, man. Decent.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. So we're going to start from the top, man. I don't know how familiar you are with my content, but I like to get as much as the full story as we can in a short amount of time. So we're going to start from the top, all right?
Let's do it.
Where you from? Where you grew up?
I'm from Chicago, Maywood, really west side, far west side.
Shout out, Maywood.
Maywood, you know
I
what
got
I'm saying?
folks out of Maywood, bro. Granny crib right on Knife and Harrison, so we used to be posted up right there.
Oh, yeah,
bro.
look, our people probably know each other, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, that's what's up, man.
Stayed out here until I was about 13, 14, then moved to Atlanta, stayed out there for about 7 years, came back to Chicago, had to come back home, you know what I'm saying?
For sure. So we're going to slow it down just a little bit, and what I want to know is, what's some of your early inspirations? You know what I'm saying? When they told you could be anything you want to be, what was that for you early? Like, you know what I'm saying? Jumping off the porch, what did you want to be?
Well, early, like I've been playing music since I was like 3, you know what I'm saying? So it was kind of just, I guess, people I saw playing drums, and then I kind of just copied what they did. And growing up, like, I wasn't really allowed to listen to, you know, rock and rap and all that stuff. I was with my great grandparents and stuff, so you know, they super Christian. Can't really listen to that devil music in their house.
For sure.
But getting older, I started to kind of get into like Future, Chief Keef, Lil Durk, Gucci Mane. Then started finding out about producing. You know what I'm saying? That's how I got into producing. I think really my biggest inspiration would be like Young Chop, Metro Boomin. Honestly.
Now you say you started fucking with instruments at 3?
Yeah.
Now they won't let you fuck with the rap and the hip hop, you know what I'm saying? But where was you at and what was you doing that you were able to start messing with instruments at the age of 3?
I was in the church.
Okay.
So I started just copying what the drummer was doing while I was just sitting there in the congregation. Then started doing it at home. My grandparents realized, then all of a sudden, I don't remember exactly how it happened, but one church service, the pastor just let me go up there, play with the choir. It sounded good, I guess.
For sure. Now, you kind of mentioned a few artists there at the end, but just to clarify early, you know what I'm saying, let's talk about your catalog selection, even though, you know what I'm saying, your great-grandparents kept you pretty sheltered, you know what I'm saying, but early, who was you know, because my mother was in the church early, so I ain't here to start listening to rap to College Dropout, you know what I'm saying, so but I was listening, I wasn't able to like listen to it in the house till then, you know what I'm saying, so who were you like a fan of? Who was you know what I'm saying, listening to when you could, you know what I'm saying, or if it was just the music Granny and them was playing, what was that, you know what I'm saying?
Well, the music Granny and them playing, you know, Kirk Franklin, Donnie McClurkin, I think that's how you say his name.
For sure, yeah.
But all the stuff I personally found through like YouTube and stuff, whole lot of rock, Limp Bizkit, Kanye, got into Kanye early. Also was a big Michael fan. That was one person we could play in the house. Everybody loved Mike,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody loved Mike.
Right, for sure. That's what's up, man. So outside, you know what I'm saying, still talking early, we talked about your early aspirations and what you listened to in the music, but what was you actually doing, you know what I'm saying, with your free time outside of the church, you know what I'm saying, when it's, you know what I'm saying, school, outside of school, fucking around, what was you doing like with that free time?
I was usually just practicing either that or kind of learning new instruments, you know what I'm saying? I picked up guitar and bass when I was about 8, 9 years old. Then I want to say I played clarinet for about a year. I don't know why I did that.
Right.
I played clarinet for about a year, but then I started getting into sports and all that too. So basketball, trying to get good at basketball because everybody was whooping my ass when I was younger. You know, I was ass. So that kind of getting my ass whooped kind of motivated me to get good at hoops. You know what I'm saying? You can't be black and can't play basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, so And that's crazy that you said the clarinet. You know what I'm saying? I remember one of my sisters had like a clarinet, and she was getting just frustrated trying to get the motherfucking mouthpiece right on, bro. Like that was a frustration in his damn self on, bro. And it was like, when it come to, like, for me personally, and you can tell me if I'm wrong or if it's different for you, but for me personally, when it come to learning a different language or learning to play an instrument, two things I don't do or can do, it's like learning another language to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and to learn multiple, was that something that you did intentionally? Like, I want to know how to play multiple instruments, or it just always happened like that?
It's a mixture of both, honestly, because starting off with drums, having different people to play with, you know what I'm saying? I was in a band when I was younger, but we'll get to that. But seeing everybody play different instruments and stuff, it was kind of like, I want to be able to be useful in any environment, you know what I'm saying? So somebody need a guitarist, somebody needs somebody on piano, somebody need a drummer. I could do all of that. And then that's how I got into producing too.
And you didn't just stick with like one, you know what I'm saying, like one game, because you know what I'm saying, like in school, you know what I'm saying, all the horn players was together and all the snare players was together and all the trombones. So you just went from, you didn't have like you wanted to just do percussion or just horns, you wanted to do whatever.
Yeah, just kind of wanted to learn everything. So it's like, I can never be denied. You know what I'm saying? If I know how to do everything, can't nobody deny me.
What's your favorite instrument to play and why?
The drums. Love the drums so much. And that comes the most natural to me out of everything. Second favorite would be the bass. You know, it's kind of tied, honestly.
Man, it took me to be an adult to learn that a bass wasn't a drum. Bro, I thought that shit was a drum, bro. Boom, boom. I thought that shit was on somebody. I thought that was they motherfuckers hit with their feet. That's a guitar? What? I'm sure. But no, that's dope, man. That's dope. So another thing I want to know, you know what I'm saying, back to that, just my ignorance, you know what I'm saying, about music is I assume you gotta know how to read music.
Ooh. Yeah, that's one thing. That's one thing I can't do, I'm not gonna lie.
That's crazy. So you can play all them instruments and not read music?
Nope. I'm gonna tell you what I used to do. When I used to take drum lessons and guitar lessons, bass lessons, but my teachers found out I wasn't reading the music, that I was just remembering. Yeah, I was just remembering what was played. He caught on.
Oh, that's Rain Man, goddamn.
You know what I'm saying? On some Nick Cannon shit, you know what I'm saying? But I remember the day I got caught. I remember I walked in, you know, I'm just thinking we gonna go over the last thing we went over at the last lesson. He was like, here, play this. Played it perfectly, shit we already went through. He jumped forward like 4 or 5 pages and he was like, all right, play this. I was like, damn. Just honestly struggled.
For sure.
He was like, okay, you're not reading this at all. You're just remembering, and then kind of just threw the book out from there. And then the same thing happened with guitar lessons and bass lessons.
And that's crazy, because I remember being in, you know, high school and shit, in grammar school, they forced you to do like the repeater shit. And I remember like looking at that shit, they were like, A, whatever. I'm like, boy, this is not an A. Fuck you talking about? That shit would never click on, bro.
That's kind of why I stopped playing clarinet.
Yeah.
You know, you have to.
Yeah, for sure.
You have to learn how to read the music. Even then, when I was in the orchestra, like, I just remembered what I'm supposed to sound like. So kind of just went from there.
Till he got that solo, they was like, hold on, that is not the solo.
You feel me? Like,
that is not your line, sir.
Like, you feel me? They put some new sheet music in front of me. I have no idea what it is.
Yeah, for sure. So early, and I'm gonna ask you what it was like later, but early, you know what I'm saying? You talked about having your great grandparents, man, but what was the rest of your support system like, you know what I'm saying, when you took, you know what I'm saying, like the instrument lane, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I remember, you know what I'm saying, like it was always like cliques. When I grew up, I'm 33, I don't know how old you is, but it was like the people who play instruments and the people who play sports, you know what I'm saying? Was it like that? Was you like clicked up, or was it, and not like that, that's not even what I was asking you. What I was asking you, what was your support system like? Like, what was the kids in the neighborhood fucking with you, brothers and sisters? Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Was it pretty much your own thing? You feel like you had support in it? What?
As far as music goes, like, my family, they support it, especially like early on in my life. They definitely support it. Kids in my neighborhood, I'm not gonna lie, not really. I was a loner for real. Like, I think from 5th grade all the way up until I graduated middle school, like I got bullied. So I was kind of like on my own and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like my friends, I don't got friends to talk about that stuff with. So it was just, I'm just doing it for the love of the game. You know what I'm saying?
What, if you don't mind me asking, what was you getting bullied for and how did you overcome that?
Like, you know, typical stuff you got bullied for, liking anime, not being good at basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, all the shit out. That sound like me, going shorty.
You know what I'm saying?
Like anime, I was good at football though, but
I wasn't good at no sports until high school.
yeah, me neither. I didn't play until high school because we was fucked up growing up on shore. So in like high school, you was like, as long as you there, you can play any sport you want to on shore. But before that, you had to get signed up, and your parents had to tell you. I ain't had none of that shit. So high school, I played damn near anything I could. Basketball, they did too much fucking running, bro. That shit was shorty.
You think fucking basketball take less stamina than football?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. In my position, it do. In my position.
What position you play?
I played D-line and offensive tackle.
Okay, I feel that.
Bro.
I feel that.
But in basketball, no matter what position you play, we all run these sort of fast guys.
Yeah, everybody running.
For sure. Like the receivers and them be running, we be over there on the ground and shit. Shit. So we run too, but you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't nothing like the and we had a raw ass basketball program too. You know what I'm saying? Like our coach was he was pretty famous, so he was running the shit out the boys on, bro.
Oh yeah.
So
I feel that.
So coming up, you know what I'm saying, through high school, what was your plans for after high school if you had any, like when you was going through that shit?
All right, so high school, freshman year is when I moved out to Atlanta. I want to say...
Oh, you did that shit in high school?
Yeah, that's when I first moved.
That's brave motherfucker, bro.
Look, my mom said, let's go. I was like, bet. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's when I first actually started to get good at basketball. And, you know, I started like coaches at the high school see that and they wanted me to play. But my mom just didn't allow me to. You know what I'm saying? It's personal reasons, so I don't really want to get into that. But my plan was honestly get as good as I can at basketball, get a scholarship. Even if I don't make the league, I could go play overseas or something. Or I can use that time that I'm in college to get my business degree, even if I don't make it to any league, you know what I'm saying? So that was my real plan, because when I was out in Atlanta, we were living in hotels. So we didn't have money. I already knew if I wanted to go to college, I was gonna have to figure that shit out myself. So that was really my plan. And then I ended up getting into producing, you know, and producing was like my side. That was my side shit I did on the fun, for fun, while I practiced basketball and stuff like that. And ended up just losing hope with basketball, honestly. Kind of just, I could never play on the team because my mom didn't let me. I kind of just lost motivation for it. Picked up producing, engineering, ended up linking up with Young Chop while I was out in Atlanta. So
was this before the mental breakdown? Bro, I'm glad he back now, bro. He lost it for a minute.
Yeah, this was literally, I think, a couple months before the mental breakdown.
Bro, I didn't think he was gonna come back from that. He back from it. That's what's up though, bro.
Look, I ended up getting locked up. I was supposed to get signed.
Yeah,
that was what I heard from his cousin.
On the production side or the artist side?
Production side. I hadn't started rapping until about 2020.
Okay.
So on the production side, what his cousin was telling me, you know what I'm saying, just going off. He was like, "Yeah, you gonna get signed. You hard. You too hard not to sign." Ended up getting locked up. Was in there for like 6 months. I got out. I opened social media. This nigga Chop has just been wilding for like however long he was. Right before I got out, he went in. We was locked up in the same jail for about a month, I think. That shit is hilarious.
Now, you said you picked up producing, man, but that ain't nothing light, man, cause I picked it up too, and I put that shit right back down. See that MIDI key right there? I ain't touched that shit in about 2 years, man. Oh, sure. So how did you just pick that shit up? You know what I'm saying? If you don't mind, if you remember, talk to me about, you know what I'm saying, the instance you decided you was gonna start producing. Like, did you have a laptop and Fruity Loops, or you know what I'm saying? Like, how did that evolution happen?
Okay, so right before I left to Atlanta, it was my 8th grade year. My grandmother ended up giving me a laptop, and I just used it, you know, to make games and stuff. But then I
Make games?
not make games, my fault. Play games.
Fucking genius here.
Shit, I probably could learn. I don't know.
You gotta make one. Yeah, you definitely all that shit on YouTube. You just gotta know how to code. We can
Yeah,
make it.
I don't think I got the patience for that shit.
So
But she got me a laptop, and I just use it to play like Minecraft and shit. Watch my anime, listen to music. I ended up finding out about Fruity Loops. You heard about Fruity Loops?
yeah, for sure.
Found out about that. Just random YouTube recommendation. It was a guy making like EDM on Fruity Loops. Then I ended up finding out I was like, oh, okay, you can make beats on this. That's what's up. I'm like, does anybody make trap beats on this? Found a whole bunch of tutorials. I ended up getting the demo version of FL. I had that for about like 2-3 years. Just did the same way I learned how to play drums, play any other instrument. I just kind of just copied the tutorials, and then once I felt comfortable using the software, I kind of just started doing my own thing on it. Kind of chords I hear in my head, beat patterns I hear in my head, until it started actually like sounding cohesive. Just kept doing it.
Now, one thing about producing, engineering, you know what I'm saying, like everyone had their own style, their own, you know what I'm saying, way they do things. What if you had to like name what kind of style that you wanted to come into and talk about the evolution of where you at now as far as producing go? Like, did you want to make strictly trap beats? You know, like, was you want to be like Kanye with the heavy samples? You know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of producer were you, or did you want to be, and did you end up being?
I really wanted, I was inspired by Young Chop, so I really wanted to end up like kind of making stuff like that. But as I started producing, it's kind of like I found more sounds, and also, times change all around you. Future started getting super massive, so I started leaning into that wave, and especially being in Atlanta, finding out all the Atlanta artists, Young Thug.
Oh, they ass from right there going crazy.
Facts. One artist that definitely changed the way I produce, Playboi Carti. Not gonna lie, Playboi Carti, his beat selection completely changed the way I make beats, because it wasn't traditional trap music. It was like other elements of other genres being blended into this trap beat. You know what I'm saying? So I started kind of taking inspiration from that kind of just making. I'll find house samples, EDM samples, turn that into a trap beat. Really, any sample I could find that wasn't already like just specifically made for rap. Even chord progressions and shit, like metal music and stuff. Try to like take a chord progression I heard in a metal song, work it into a trap beat. Just making something that I don't think I heard anybody else make. Just trying to be unique. You know what I'm saying?
Now, do you think your background in instruments helped you produce, or was it still like a whole new world when you sat down and started learning that shit?
Oh, it definitely helped. Because already having a basic knowledge of music and music theory, that's definitely like music theory. I'm not gonna say it's like the most important, but
shit important.
That shit is very important.
I ain't had none of that shit. Just, you know what I'm saying? Beats, BPM, all that shit was like Matrix to me, boy. On Shorty, because I learned all this shit from YouTube. I ain't got no background, none of this. On Shorty. Before the pandemic, bro, I was on some whole other shit. On Shorty. So I definitely feel you on that teaching yourself shit. That's dope, man. So you link up with Chop get booked, you get booked. That whole situation happened, man. How do you start? You know what I'm saying? Does that inspire you to start rapping on your own beat or making music on your own beats? Because I noticed you got a few different styles, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to making music. So is that when you started to make music yourself?
Nah. I started, I think, a little while after I got locked up. After I got released. I started engineering. My friends taught me how to engineer. I started engineering them because they rapped on my beats a lot. And then I started taking engineering series, started working in the studio in Atlanta. It was honestly just like listening to a lot of trash rappers, just having to sit through sessions and shit. And it was just like, also being bored in the studio. So it's like, damn, I feel like I can do this better than this guy just did.
You know what's crazy? You know what I hear a lot when I ask producers that end up rapping, like why they do it, because they was like, motherfuckers always like they couldn't rap on my beat, so I had to rap on myself.
For a fact.
I was just waiting for you to say that. I'm sure.
It's great. I don't even rap on my own beats though. I think like out of my entire discography, I think I got like 60 songs dropped, maybe 60 songs out. I think I've produced maybe 10 of them. And then even my unreleased, I maybe produced like 3 more of my own songs.
Now, talking about your creative process on the creative music side, if you had to, you know what I'm saying, what, you know what I'm saying, or when you putting your music in the distros, you know what I'm saying, what genre, you know what I'm saying, do you put yourself under?
Either rap or alternative. I feel like alternative would be the best description, because it's not really trap, but I guess the lyric content could make it trap.
Now, is alternative, is that now, I might be ignorant about what I'm finna say. Is that white or black people music?
It depends on who you ask.
Cause I want to know, is they calling it alternative because it's black people doing rock? Is that what they call it, alternative? Cause that's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like rock and roll. Cause I met another dope artist. Her name is Vita Ryder, and she got this raw ass song called Cobain. It's like, to me, when I hear it, it's like rock and roll, but she like an alternative artist. I just know what makes you guys alternative.
I wouldn't say black or white makes it alternative, because, you know, black people did start rock. We did, you know what I'm saying? So that wouldn't make it alternative.
Invented everything. That is right.
Damn near everything. But yeah, that wouldn't really make, I think what makes it alternative is the artist who creates it, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Future, he's not gonna just drop he's making trap music, you know what I'm saying? And there's like a broad I mean, I'm not gonna say it's broad, like, you know what a trap song sounds like, you know what I'm saying? Alternative is broad, you know what I'm saying? It's really a lot that could be thrown into alternative music. So I don't really have like a clear just line where it's trap and alternative. It's kind of just really the listener or in the artist, you know what I'm saying?
For sure. Still talking about your creative process, man. When you sitting down and you get ready to create, how do you choose what lane to go? Is it always a vibe? Do you always have it planned? Do you, like, how do you choose?
There's absolutely no plan at all. There's either I'm bored or like we in the studio. And a lot of times when I'm in the studio, I find myself like, now I don't really want to rap as much. I do want to like do other types of music. I want to start a rock album, you know what I'm saying? Like a solo rock album, not the bands I'm in right now.
Yeah, for sure.
But like there's usually no plan, especially when I'm making rap music. There's no plan at all. I don't know what beat I'm about to rap on. I have nothing written. I don't write anything. I just kind of just punch in. Just whatever bar I hear at the time, just, all right, punch that in.
So why don't you write?
It doesn't feel the same as when I punch in. I've tried to write a couple songs. I think I recorded a song that I wrote. I didn't like it. And I feel like writing gives me too much time to think about what I'm gonna say.
You know what? I hear artists say they like, you know what I'm saying, they like that, like having that time of you know what I'm saying, thinking of what they're gonna say. Why don't you like that?
I feel like I give my best when it's spontaneous. Even when I'm playing instruments, like I don't know if you've seen the conversation piece, the Urban Lux show. After it got posted, the way I play the songs, like, it varies every time I play it, and it's none of them are gonna sound the same way as the recorded version. And that's kind of just like the vibe, you know what I'm saying? Like I go off what the vibe is. If the song needs a little more energy, I might throw a little extra. We're slowing down, I might play it like just straight, almost like the record with a little bit difference. But
Do you ever worry about, you know what I'm saying, the person that's coming for that certain drop or that certain part, and then you just go off script? Do you worry about that person, or do you just be like, everybody just be fucking with it so tough that everybody just catch on?
kind of, it depends on the song, because you know certain parts, you know, you can't change.
Right.
So I try to keep those parts, the most important parts. I try to keep those the same, just slightly a little more sauce, because I am getting like better at bass progressively. Before I joined this band, it was like 10 years before I touched the bass. So I'm just constantly improving. We recorded a lot of the songs when I was like still just picking the bass back up. So I think live shows, I'm kind of just trying to show that, you know, I'm kind of decent at this instrument now, you know, and hopefully on the next album I could do a little more than I did.
For sure, for sure. Now, I got this thing on this show, Joe, and I'll be saying who y'all look like. Who y'all look like? Who they say you look like, Short?
Oh my God. Oh my God, bro.
Black and yellow, black and yellow. Oh, Shorty. Your ass like, Wiz, this bitch, bro.
Wiz. I get Snoop. I get any of the Migos.
Buddy, rest in peace. Oh,
Bro, oh God.
Nipsey.
Look like, bro, I done got Nipsey. Bro.
Oh, Shorty.
Anybody with dreads,
Nah,
or any black man with long hair.
Hey, you got Wiz though. Y'all could be related for real though.
Do you know what I get the most?
It's the voice and everything, Shorty.
Wiz?
It's the voice and everything,
Taylor.
bro. That's all I'm saying, Shorty. It's the frame and everything, Shorty. Like if you got walked in together and like something like, alright, Shorty.
I get Bob Marley the most out of anything.
Bro. See, I ain't that familiar with Bob, but I could understand that too, bro. So
I get that so much, bro. It's annoying. White people used to say it, and I was like, in my head, I'd be like, right. Racist. And then, like, my family started saying it, and I'm like, damn, these niggas not racist.
Right, for real. Yeah,
They're just
Bob a goat. If they was calling your ass like Bow Wow or something, then I'd be like,
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
watch out, Ludacris. Hold on, what you mean, bitch?
Wow.
Oh, sure. So another thing I want to get into, man, is, you know what I'm saying, for whatever reason, you know what I'm saying, groups, bands, you know what I'm saying, record labels, they always split. They are from the Migos to the Jackson 5, you know what I'm saying, they never work for whatever reason. What made you want to join a band, and how has it been so far for you in bands?
Well, like I said, I wanted to do something besides trap, so I think I really just...
He mean trap music, y'all. He don't mean he serving them chickens.
That's definitely what I mean. But yeah, I just wanted to do something besides trap music. Yeah, wanted to branch out into different genres, and I wanted to get back into playing instruments. Because once I moved out to Atlanta and started just straight producing, it was kind of just, that was it. I wasn't playing drums anymore. I wasn't playing bass, guitar. Like that, it wasn't none of that. It was just all on the computer.
For sure.
It was like,
damn, you ain't had a MIDI key or nothing. You was just all clicks and space bar.
Facts. I'm clicking in piano notes, you know.
For sure.
I'm not even playing it.
Yeah.
And I think it was just kind of a part of me that really felt like it was dying. You know what I'm saying? Like I honestly felt like I missed it with everything, and I felt like there was no opportunities for me to do that out there.
Even with your drum history, you don't fuck with the pads or nothing. You just straight.
I didn't even have sticks, bro. It was just like how down bad we were during that time when I was in Atlanta and I was in high school. Had to sell my bass. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my drumsticks, drum pads, lost in storage, or they was still out here in Chicago.
Now, if you don't mind me asking, the bands that you in or that you've been in, are they majority white bands? Are they black bands? Because I'm not familiar with no black bands, you know what I'm saying? And I may just be ignorant, you know what I'm saying, to the fact, but what's the demographic, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it, like, are you the one black guy in these bands, or, you know what I'm saying?
Currently, it's kind of a mix right now, so, conversation piece, I am the only black guy, but it's like, we all gel well, and we're all like genuinely friends. You know what I'm saying? So it's not.
And I don't mean it like a black versus white. I just mean like demographically, as far as I know. Like I say, I may just be ignorant. You know?
Oh, no.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Look, I be making jokes about that all the time. It's funny. Like we took pictures in the dark and everything had just had the flash, and I was just like, damn, I hope I show up in these. You know, a lot laughed about.
Yeah, where you at, man? No, for sure.
But I am. Conversation piece, I am the only black guy. New Bad Animals, we have a white keyboardist and we're all black. And Black Harmonics, that also plays at Urban Lux. Yeah, we're all black.
Now, black people, you know what I'm saying, doing rock and alternative music, you know what I'm saying? I know Chicago is pretty urbanized, you know what I'm saying? So you can pretty much do whatever the fuck you want to do, you know what I'm saying, Chicago. But I recently saw a clip where like I'm not familiar with the rock singer or country singer, but he was like on stage, he was like, man, that Beyonce shit ain't rock and roll, that shit ain't country, you know what I'm saying? So is it like a separation between the black rockers and alternative groups and like or is it like pretty much everybody fuck with everybody? Like, is it?
If you really fuck with music, then everybody fuck with everybody. It really don't matter if you black or white. Like, that just be some like undercover racist, some undercover racist hate they be having in their heart, you feel me? And they try to like, oh no, you can't do country. Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that because you're this. You get like, you know, look at like a band like Killswitch Engage, their lead singer is black. You know what I'm saying? You listen to it, you would not be able to tell. Sounds just like any other metal band. Like, not like that, but like, it sounds like a metal band. They're making metal music. It really don't matter what color you are. If you genuine about what you making, then people gonna feel it.
Now, I'm gonna flip the script, you know what I'm saying? Now, niggas, my bad. Black people, you know what I'm saying? Black people, you know what I'm saying? Like, we know, like, we make fun of a nigga for anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, you just graduated, you know, type shit, you know what I'm saying? So, what's the response like, you know what I'm saying, entering predominantly black rooms and you doing alternative music and, you know what I'm saying, and rock, you know what I'm saying? What has the response been from the black community, you know what I'm saying, doing the alternative style? Do you feel like they fuck with it too, or sometimes you gotta, like, let them hear it and bring them along, or has it just been everything?
It's kind of been chill. Like, for me at least, like, there hasn't been any like, oh damn, why you know, they will joke like, damn, you the only nigga in the band, like they will joke like that, but nah, they're kind of like accepting, especially knowing my music background, knowing that I just love music in general. Even if they don't listen to that type of music, they're like, they've been kind of even more supporting than they were towards my rap music. So that's hilarious, and also I'm grateful.
So what would you say your goal is with the creative shit, with the producing, with the music overall? Like, what's your goal? Why do you continue to create? Why we here at the 290 Mo podcast, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, what's some of the things you're trying to achieve?
Shit, in layman's terms, I want to be the GOAT, or at least one of them, you know what I'm saying? And then not in one particular thing. I want to be just somebody who kind of had their hand in everything. Like, undeniable, you know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
I just want to be undeniable.
So, do you ever get discouraged and you be like, man, fuck this fuck this music shit. I'm finna go back to school. I'm finna get a job and just, not saying you probably got a job now, but I'm just finna, you know what I'm saying? And if you do, how do you move forward?
Well, hell yeah. Definitely be getting discouraged. Shit, that's kind of just, that's human, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if it's not just all the way just, oh, fuck this shit, I'm gonna quit, it'd be like, damn, is this really worth it, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And just remembering that, yes, it's really worth it. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't. Also, this is literally all I've wanted to do since I was young. And only got one life, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to live with regret.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to regret not doing everything I can to make this work.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Now, before you go, you mentioned being raised, you know what I'm saying, by your great grandparents, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to know, like, what was your family response like to you now when they see you now, you know what I'm saying, versus when you being in the church playing on the drums, you know what I'm saying? As somebody with a face tattoo, you know what I'm saying? You got dreads and shit, you know what I'm saying? I got face tattoo too, you know what I'm saying? So what was everybody, what's people response now versus, you know what I'm saying, back then?
Oh yeah, most of them hate it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't like the long hair. My grandmother, she only likes it when I have it like in a ponytail or behind my head or something. Like, she hates the nose ring. She hates the face tattoo. Jesus Christ, a lot of them hate the nose piercing.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Yeah, worse than a tattoo?
They don't even be noticing the tattoo.
For sure, on real. Yeah,
that's what they were like. They understand because this is my fiance who passed away.
Yeah,
you're supposed to, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but yeah, so they kind of understand where I'm coming from with that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they hate this.
Yeah, for sure. That's good. That's what's up, man. I had to ask you. I had a guest who he was raised Jehovah's Witness, and what he doing now, I'm like, man, they gotta be like, what the fuck? What the hell, bro? Like, they discommunicate your ass. You do some certain shit, so
bro.
But man, I definitely appreciate your time. I appreciate you coming through, sharing your story, man. Before you get up out of here, man, let the people know right now, if they was to look you up, if they was to search up your music, what they see, what they find, what would you recommend them to check out?
MOR3WOODS on all platforms: Instagram, Facebook. Is that on Facebook? Yeah, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. Album just dropped, Loser. Shit, honestly, I'm not gonna hold y'all. Go check out the album I dropped before that, Morgan. One of my favorite projects. Got another project about to drop in about 3 weeks. Got conversation piece shows, New Bad Animal shows all this week. Go check my page for more info. Thank you, 290.
Know that. For sure, man. Like I said, I appreciate your time. It's the most valuable thing we got. That's why I'm trying to lock niggas up on, bro. We don't want your money. We want your time. Diddy made it out that jam.
Diddy out, what? See, look, I'm scared to get famous now. I thought he was gonna be gone.
Said baby oil on sale, goddamn. I'm sure.
Man is back. He's finna be back roaming the streets. He's finna try to get conversation.
About roaming the streets. My man 50 calls his ass a gay John Gotti on, bro. Funny as hell, oh shorty. But nah, man, this has been another classic, man. Like I said, in a minute, gang.